Okay, so now if we continue with example number 2, we got a fence is 706 meters long. It is to be cut into 3 parts. 2 parts are the same length, and the third part is 25 meters longer than either of the other 2. Find the length of each part. So 3 parts, so 3 expressions. So let's see what x should be. Now it says 2 parts are the same length, and the third part is 25 meters longer than either of the other 2. So, well, let's just call this one piece. Now the nice thing about this is that 2 parts are the same length, so let's make this be our same piece. Now the third part is 25 meters longer, more than, plus either of the other 2. So it doesn't matter which one you pick, it's 25 meters longer. So in this case, we can just say x plus 25. That should be the third piece. So it's 25 meters longer than this one, and it's 25 meters longer than this one. Doesn't matter which one, either one, it's 25 meters longer. Okay, so now we have all of our expressions. So now we know that the whole fence was 706 meters long. So if we take all 3 of those pieces and add them up, we should get 706. Okay, a little combining, we got some x's here, so we got 3 of them. And we got a positive 25 attached, so let's get rid of it by subtracting it. So what's that equal to? My brain's not working too well. Let's try 681. I think that's right. Okay, so we got 3x equals 681. And then I got our last step, which is to divide. And so what's that equal to? X equals 227. Yeah, so that looks good. So x is 227, and so now don't forget to finish it off. So we got to plug it back in and make sure we label. So the first piece is 227 meters. The second piece is 227 meters. And the third piece is 252 meters. So again, we're just adding 25 to that. And that should be the answer. Now remember, we can always check that just to make sure. So 227 plus 227 plus 252 equals, dun, 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 706. All right, good shape. Well, let's take a look at the next ones. So we have a formula. So use the formula for the perimeter of a rectangle, P equals 2L plus 2W, to answer the next 2 questions. So now, perimeter, we haven't talked about it, but perimeter of a rectangle, or perimeter of anything for that matter, is how long is it all the way around the outside. So all 4 sides. So we know what a rectangle looks like. So this one, you have a rectangle. And we know the perimeter is 48. So I'm just going to put in the middle here. And I'll put the yards. So there's our perimeter. And now it says the width is 5 yards. Find the length. So if the width is 5 yards, we don't know what the length is. How do we go from here? Well, you can do this a couple of different ways. One of them is to use the formula. So we know P equals 2L plus 2W. So again, we got a length and a length and a width and a width. But they're telling us some of this information, so all we need to do is just replace it. And remember, when you replace a letter with a number, use parentheses. Now what's nice about this one is the only thing left is L. We don't know what L is, but we can solve for it. So we got 2L plus 10, and now we can lose the 10. So we get 38 equals 2L, divide by 2. So L equals 19 yards. All right, so not too bad, but again, it's all based off of this formula. If they didn't say perimeter of a rectangle, then obviously you can't use that formula. You have to use something else. But in general, all 4 sides, all the outside border, if it was 5 sides or 10 sides, doesn't matter. All the sides added up is the perimeter. All right, one more, and that wraps up this section. A rectangular dog pen is twice as long as it is wide. The perimeter of the pen is 36 feet. Find the length and width of the pen. Well, let's draw a sketch. Now, we got the length and the width. Both of them we don't know. So we're going to have to let x equal something. Which one should we let it be? Should it be the width or the length? Do we know how long it is and then we can figure out the width? Or do we know how wide it is and we can figure out the length? Turns out we got to know the width first. So the width we can let be our x. And so the length twice as long. So twice the width is going to be equal to the length. So 2x. So we know this is x, which means this is x, this is 2x, this is 2x. So we could do this a couple of ways. The perimeter is 36. So if you wanted to, you could just say, okay, well, based on all of this, if I added up all 4 sides, I know it should be equal to 36. That's true. But if I use the formula, so again, P equals 2L plus 2W, then I could also say, well, 36 is the perimeter, so I can replace that. The length is this 2x. Now, you still want to think of it like you're substituting a number in for a letter, except now you're substituting an expression in. So now you still want to use those parentheses. So 2 is the 2 in front, the 2x is the length. And then the last, in this case, I didn't substitute in with parentheses because it's a letter for a letter. So you don't really need to use parentheses. So we got 2 different equations, but look what happens when you combine them. So x and 2x is 3x, x and 2x is 3x, gives you a total of 6x. Over here, we got to multiply this, right? So we get 4x and 2x, and we get a 6x here too. So either way you slice it, you're going to get the same answer. So x equals 6. So what's your answer? Don't forget. So the width is 6 feet and the length is twice that, so it's 12 feet. And there you have it. Alrighty, so that wraps up this unit. So reviews coming and then and then a little bit left for the last unit. So we will see you in upcoming videos.